I have no excuse. I really don't have an excuse. And I thought about trying to concoct some sort of reason why I don't really upload on YouTube, but I have no other reason other than the fact that I'm really busy and I get super nervous uploading. Like, I film videos actually quite frequently. I probably have 5 or 6 pre-filmed right now, ranging back until probably the beginning of quarantine. I'm just super nervous to upload. I just feel like my topics are never good enough. My editing is never good enough. I don't physically look good in the video, whatever the reason is. So I'm going to upload this one. I'm going to hold myself to it. So I'm going to. I believe it's October 2nd, and the debate just happened a couple nights ago. And so I did watch the whole thing while I was studying for a macroeconomics test, which I passed, period. And it was hilarious. I spent the whole time basically a mixture of hysterically crying and hysterically laughing. And sometimes the crying was out of sadness for the state of our country, and sometimes it was because I laughed too much. Because, let's be real, Joe Biden telling Donald Trump, "Will you just shut up, man?" It's hilarious. It's fucking funny. And so is Trump telling Joe Biden that he's not allowed to use the word smart because he forgot what college he went to. So yeah, the whole thing was hilarious. I do have some thoughts and critiques though, and we're gonna get right into that. I'm gonna talk about my personal stuff after that because I don't really think anyone follows me because they actually care about what happens in my life, or damn, y'all don't really care about me. Okay, but I know y'all just want to hear about the debate, so I'm just going to talk about all the other crap later. I'm just going to come out and say it. Trump won that debate. Trump won that debate easily. I know a lot of people were saying it was close, but Trump won, or it was close, but Biden won. But to me, it was a landslide Trump. And that's not to say that Trump did a perfect job, because I am going to critique him a little bit. So one of the main critiques that the media had about Trump in that debate, he did not denounce white supremacy, is what they were trying to say. Let's be real. He has denounced white supremacy. He has denounced the KKK on multiple occasions. And that whole fallacy about him saying there's good people on both sides in reference to the Charlottesville rally where there was like the alt-right and KKK people and all that kind of stuff. That is such a lie. He never said that the KKK had good people. He meant the regular peaceful protesters that were there on both sides of the issue, which was, I believe, removing a statue. So he never said anyone in the KKK was a good person, so y'all liberals can chill out with that. Anyways, so the media was saying that when asked about white supremacy, he did not denounce it. That is such a fallacy, such a falsehood. But where I am going to critique him is that here he had a great chance, a fantastic opportunity to talk about the Platinum Plan he made for African Americans just not even 2 weeks ago. He rolled out this full plan involving grants, I believe, and it designated the KKK as a terrorist organization, which, hint, that is an example of him denouncing white supremacy. Anyways, he made the KKK a terrorist organization. They're going to make Juneteenth a national holiday. It's going to be a whole thing. I thought the plan looked good. And I'm not a person who is easily impressed by all these plans for minorities, plans for people of color, plans for black people. Like, I'm not one that is easily impressed with that, because I feel like a lot of these things are just pandering. A lot of these things are just all talk, no work, no action. But I actually liked that plan. I enjoyed reading it. I thought it might pull a lot of moderate and independent black voters over to the Trump side. However, he didn't mention it once in the debate, even when they were talking about systemic racism, race relations, white supremacy. Not once did he bring up this historic plan for black Americans. So I'm wondering why. I think it would have been great if he had been like, while we're on the topic of systemic racism, Joe Biden, didn't you have a huge hand to play in the 94 crime bill? Didn't you oppose school integration? Didn't you say that your children would grow up in a racial jungle if they were forced to go to school with black people? Didn't you do all this? Meanwhile, I, on the other hand, created this fabulous plan for black Americans. Let's go over it right now. He should have said something like that. But no, he's going to say that Hunter's a crackhead. And another thing he could have spun with that, he could have been like, your son Hunter is on drugs. Meanwhile, your bill locked up black people for doing the same drugs, but your son is not in jail. What is with that? He got rehab. Poor underprivileged urban black folks got jail after 3 strikes. I take drug addiction very seriously. I know it's a disease. So I'm not going around calling Hunter or anyone else who struggles with addiction a crackhead just for the sake of it. But I think it's important to call it the hypocrisy. So that's another thing that Trump could have done to solidify that debate win even further. Now let's talk about Chris Wallace. I've seen a lot of different opinions about Chris Wallace. I think people on the left think he was more moderate and unbiased as people on the right think. And I do believe that at certain times he was trying to debate Trump. And I do not think he was completely... Oh my God. And I do not think he was completely unbiased. Do not talk about my chip nail polish. Just ignore it. Anyways, he had a little tit for tat with Trump going back and forth. So I wasn't aware that the job of the moderator was to have a conversation with people they are moderating. I'm pretty sure it was to kind of referee the conversation between the two people on the stage. So maybe I just didn't know what moderating meant. Maybe I didn't know. Maybe I wasn't aware of the rules. But Chris Wallace stepped out of line. I do believe that. And he's from Fox, but he's always been one of those more lefter-leaning people on Fox. Not that he's a complete like socialist or something, but I knew he wasn't going to be a Trump fan up there, which is not what I'm asking for. I'm just asking for a complete, unbiased, calm moderator. But yeah, maybe him and Donna Brazile can be best friends and they can just start their own news channel where they just hate Republicans and just conspire against them. I don't know. Yeah, so my main critiques surrounding that debate involved Trump not really bringing up the stuff that he actually did that was positive. I think he could have highlighted what he did for the Black community and the minority communities even more when they were talking about systemic racism. Then of course, after this, Proud Boys is blowing up on Twitter. People are saying that Trump has endorsed the Proud Boys, that they're a white supremacist organization. And if you've been following my channel, if you've been following my Twitter, you guys know that I spent a day with the Proud Boys last year. I have a whole video up on my YouTube about it. I've made a couple tweets about it. I personally know some Proud Boys, and they still check up on me sometimes. So I'm not going to speak ill of their group as a whole because I had a positive interaction with them and I do not believe them to be white supremacists. I'm just going to say I don't think they're Nazis. I don't think they're racists. They describe themselves as Western chauvinists. So if you can make the argument that they might be patriarchal or misogynistic or sexist, like go ahead, do your worst, whatever. That's not really what I'm arguing. All I'm saying is they treated me with respect and I am a woman of color. So what I say goes. Anyways, so those are basically my critiques about the debate. I really have nothing to say about Joe Biden because he honestly did what I expected him to do. Just talk straight nonsense, straight malarkey, if you will, and not really say anything of substance. What's your plan? What's your healthcare plan? You don't have a plan. 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 I don't know why everyone thinks that the state has to come up with this huge, overreaching federal healthcare plan for everybody when everyone has different needs. I think it should just be up to the people, and I think we should have largely private healthcare. And that is the libertarian small government in me talking. But sue me. I believe that people should be able to pick and choose their healthcare provider. Sue me. Anyways, into the personal stuff. I don't know if y'all noticed, I'm in a different place than I usually have filmed some of my videos. My housemates are being very loud, but that leads me into my topic. I moved out. I no longer live with my parents. If you didn't know, I'm originally from Maryland. I'm from Moco, so that's right outside DC. And I moved to Pennsylvania. I go to school in Pennsylvania and I wrestle in Pennsylvania. So I moved out. I have my own little space and I think it's great. I love living away from home. Like I miss my parents and I miss my siblings and all that kind of stuff, but I'm 19. It was time to go. I can support myself now. I can do whatever I want, which is basically just go to school, go to work, go to practice. I don't even really be doing anything crazy. But yeah, so that's the most major change in my life. And then I've actually started to do public speaking events, which was the last video uploaded on YouTube about a month ago. I went to Chicago for the Walkaway Rally, which was my first ever official public speaking event. I got flown out. I got to stay in this hotel. I got to speak with Joy Villa, Maj Toure, Mikey Harlow, Mikey. Oh my God. I've been on Mikey's channel like twice, I think. And he was like the first podcast or first live stream I ever went on. So I freaking love Mike. So yeah, that was super fun. And then after that, what was it, September 12th, so about 2 weeks ago, I went to Atlanta for Maj Touré and Devin Perkins Solutionary Summit 2020. It's going to be an annual thing. Basically, we just talked about issues in the Black community. We talked about prison reform, economics, family structure, socialism versus capitalism, small government things, Second Amendment, all that kind of stuff. We had speakers like Angela Stanton King, Kimberly Klacik, both who are two powerful Black women running for Congress. Love them both. We had Lawrence B. Jones from Fox News, Felicia Killings from Twitter Class, Antonia Okafor, who just gave birth to baby Cover. Congratulations. We had so many other cool speakers. We had like a whole firearms training seminar. It was just a really cool time. So thank you, Maj. Thank you, Devin, for inviting me to that. And I want the video from that so I could post it. I want to share clips of me speaking because I was kind of a crowd hit. And I'm just kidding. I did good though. I think I did good. I was really nervous though. Oh, another update. I hate living on a road where people just love to drag race up and down. Oh my God, it's so loud. I am currently employed temporarily until the election with my local GOP. I know everyone's gonna be like, Olivia, you said you're not a Republican. I'm not. I'm a registered independent, and I told them when I went on my first day, I was like, I'm not a Republican, so I hope y'all are not under the impression that I'm gonna be capping for any of y'all's Republican talking points or just supporting anyone who's a Republican just because they're Republican. I actually lean more libertarian now, but it's kind of hard to get anything done within the LP. So personally, I believe that we have to build the bench within the Republican Party before the LP can actually get built up and have people elected from that. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I am working with the GOP now. So I have 2 jobs. I also work at a restaurant. I also do freelance writing. I'm also in school. I'm also wrestling. So as you can see, I'm very energetic and have all the time in the world to do YouTube videos. No, I'm just kidding. I love doing YouTube. I love posting. I love doing Twitter. That's where I spend a lot of my free time online. I just don't have a lot of time to do it these days. I haven't promoted my Patreon or PayPal or anything like that to support my channel in a really long time because I just don't really be uploading like that. So I'm not going to be like, here, pay me to just sit here and not upload. But I am going to put my Patreon link in the description in case y'all want to support me. And I know only like 2 people are going to make it to this length of the video because everyone only cares about my political opinions and not my life. But yeah, those are basically my updates. I hope you guys like my plant. I got it from Home Goods. I feel like a full adult. Like I really bought a plant. I bought a plant for my apartment. Like what is it? I got my little tapestry. I got my lights. Like I got everything. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Those are my thoughts on the debate. I think Trump won. I think he could have done a lot better when he was talking about race relations and racial issues. I do not think he should condemn Proud Boys. And he has condemned white supremacy and the KKK on multiple occasions, so shut up! Jim Acosta, shut up! Okay, bye.